Sit down, grab a drink and a snack. Elliot and Matt, all week, a vlog unique. Elliot and Matt, a weekly vlog. Elliot and Matt, a weekly vlog.
Hi everybody and welcome to a new weekly vlog. It is Sunday evening. It is so hot. That's why I'm wearing this. It is so hot, but it's been a little bit thundery. So we've had a few days of really hot weather and then we've had a bit of a thunderstorm. Well, there's one threatening to come. So yeah, it's just really hot and humid. So we've got to have the doors shut at the moment. Rory's just come in. He's been out. He just went wandering off in it. We managed to get Bo in okay, but Rory's just come back. We're having baked potato, tuna and salad for tea. Here is our healthy salad. So there is lettuce, cherry tomatoes, beetroot that's not in vinegar, and some spring onions. And peppers. And then Matt's got separate cucumber because I'm not as keen on cucumber. So I bet you're wondering why on earth I'm growing so many cucumbers in the greenhouse if I'm not very fond on cucumber. Well, Matt is. Also, I don't mind them in slight moderation. But not particularly by choice.
Oh, I used to snack on them. I used to eat them whole like a banana.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to chomp them.
Well, there you go. Matt can chomp like a banana on the cucumbers when they're grown. I also do quite like the little snack variety ones. Or I do like cucumber if it's completely peeled. Yeah, I'm fussy, I know. So here you go, look, evidence that we do actually weigh out the cheese, 30 gram portions each. Thank you very much. So when I say storm, we're not particularly drenched, but it's kind of spitting now. But it's still quite a nice evening in between all the drips. But I'm glad we're all in. I just wish we could fling the doors open and get some air in. It's still really humid. Here is our healthy salad, some tuna with a little bit of mayo, and a baked potato with a weighed out portion of cheese. It's Monday evening and I just realised I haven't filmed anything. That's because it's been a work day and it's been wet. So we had about, well, almost a whole week last week of really good weather. And now we've just had, well, it threatened to thunder. We heard it in the distance last night, but we didn't really get a massive storm. So I think it's either brewing or it's just kind of skirting us. So we haven't quite got it. But yeah, it's been sort of drizzly all day. So it's still quite muggy, but it's a bit cooler than it was. But yeah, not been really able to go outside much. The cats have really stayed inside. Got the greenhouse shut up. Matt's cooking dinner. So we are having like a version of a Chinese, but lower salt, reduced sugar, all that kind of good stuff. There you go, the wind's picking up a little bit as well. Shouldn't be too much longer before I can take these bulbs. Well, not out. What I do is I let them go kind of brown and crispy, and then I cut them off, and then I can put the summer bedding plants in. Just opening the bags of cauliflower rice, so that's even more healthy. Just comes out like that. There you go. How long did that take?
5 minutes.
5 minutes in the microwave. That's all. And you got a proper person portion as well. Got some chili chips and some chicken in black bean sauce. Night's dinner, yum yum. Oh, and the spring rolls to go on as well, and a little bit of spring onions on top. Welcome to Tuesday. It's sort of mid-morning and my parents have just been. They get me so much stuff, I'm so lucky. It's a strawberry planter, or you could put herbs in it. So it's terracotta, which means this one is not frost-free, so in the winter I'm going to have to bring it in. But there are enough compartments for all of my strawberry plants. And just an update on them. I know, lots of you, I know what you were thinking. You were thinking I would never get round to planting those strawberries. But look, there are strawberries growing already, look. They're everywhere, so we are going to have strawberries. There are 6 plants and I think there's enough holes there. So it's only a small planter, but it's big enough and it will do for this season. And then if I do eventually get a raised bed, I can transfer them from that into the raised bed. So either way, it's exactly what I need. Tomatoes, how are they doing? Oh, there's one there. I think I showed you that last week, but it's still growing. So that's good. The herbs are getting there. They're almost at the point where I can think about planting them in the container. So it was a bit wet this morning, but it's now gone really, really sunny. So I'm hoping it stays like this for the rest of the day. I can't really come out and do much gardening because I've got videos to make and lots of editing to catch up on. So unfortunately I won't be able to do any gardening, but I might come out later once all the work's done and do a little bit of weeding or something of that nature. I've just come outside to have a cup of tea and look what I can see. It's the first rose in the back garden to flower. So we have had Princess Anne has come out, I think, in the front garden, but in the back garden it's the Tottering by Gently David Austin roses that's come out. Isn't it gorgeous? And it's the first one. I didn't even know this one had got buds on, but they have. Yay! Someone screaming at us. But it is dinner time, and Matt has cooked a delicious pasta. You won't eat that, will you? Your food's there. Yes, he still eats up here. So Matt's cooked a delicious pasta. It's got prawns in it and chicken and spices. Yum, 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 yum. Hi everybody, it is a beautiful day. It's Wednesday. It's gorgeous. The sun is shining. I've got some washing to peg out, and then I'm going to be doing some gardening tasks. Today I am going to be finally planting my store-bought strawberry plants, which already have little tiny strawberries on. I think these were from possibly Morrison's or Sainsbury's, one of the UK supermarkets. And I'm going to be planting them in this non-frost-free terracotta planter. So once this is planted up, please don't leave it out over winter. Bring it inside or store it in the greenhouse. What I shall be using today, we already have some compost. This is just regular John Innes multi-purpose compost. Now you can mix the compost with some vermiculite or perlite if you have any. It just kind of loosens the soil. Vermiculite also helps with moisture retention, kind of loosens everything up and makes it a little bit better, but I don't have any, so I am going to be planting with just regular compost. It's perfectly fine. These strawberries will probably likely stay in this planter for maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and then I'll probably change the soil out or move them into a raised bed, and then you can reuse this for herbs or anything else. So it's perfectly fine to do it this way. What I normally do, I keep a load of stones that I find in the garden just for covering the hole that's at the bottom of the pot. This just helps with drainage, so just get a few of the stones and just put them at the bottom just to help. And also what I'm going to do is just take out the strawberry plants. These should be quite well rooted, as you can see here. So I'm going to get these ready, and they should kind of squish in the holes quite evenly, I'm hoping. So let's get these out. They are ready. Okay. Next, take the compost and just lightly fill. This is why I do this on the lawn, because I'm quite messy when it comes to the compost, and it will just brush in the lawn anyway. So sort of fill up to a reasonable level, sort of compact all that down, and then you can start to fill up the holes. So just kind of poke a little bit through. Okay, I'm going to put maybe this one in here first and just kind of squish them in. Okay, so there we have one already squished in. You can be quite brutal with them. Okay, so for the next level, I'm going to just push them in first, and it will make it easier to fill up. So just poke them through the holes like that. Okay, now there's a tiny little baby one, so I'm going to put that one over here at the side, and then I'm going to put the slightly bigger one on the top. So now it's time to just fill in a little bit more. compact all that down. And there we have it. Once I've watered it, all of the all the compost marks will go off. But there we are, one completed planter. I've also just planted the final pepper plant. Yay! What a beautiful sight. The washing is pegged out, it is sunny, it is gorgeous, and I have mowed the lawn. I'm going to zoom out a minute so you can see. So again, it's not always my best mowing. But anyway, it's been done. There's a tripod that I filmed on. So it's all done. I've also done a little bit in the front garden as well. So I'm letting the bluebells die back before I cut the bulk of it in the front. So this is the strawberry planter, obviously. I'm going to leave it out here, I think. There's not going to be any more frosts, so it's perfectly fine. I had enough strawberries to fill every single hole because there was a little baby one which I put in the top there. So there's one for the top and then one for the side as well, because I was worried that I didn't have enough. So originally there was like 6 in the store-bought ones, but it ended up being 7, so that's perfect. So I'm going to leave those out there. One advantage of this pot means obviously that the strawberries are not going to, you know, flop on the floor as much and get diseased or rot or whatever. So that's really good. And as you saw, I did plant the final pepper, so we haven't got a lot left now still to plant. I need to do something with all these sweet peas. My mum might have some. I need to plant the amelias outside. I can just prick those out and put them directly in. Just waiting for the things to die back from the winter bedding before I put the summer in. And then the stocks can fill in all the gaps. So I think we're looking quite good now. Right, it's late afternoon and I've just collected the washing in that I had out earlier. That's all dry. I had another load on. How industrious I have been. So I've just pegged the second load out and then that should be hopefully still dry in a couple of hours, I'm hoping. But anyway, there we go, all done. Hi everyone, it is the evening on Wednesday. We have decided to be a little bit naughty tonight and go to the fish and chip shop. We're going to have a kebab and chips, no salt on the chips. Yeah, and I can't eat anything past 10 p.m. because it's the day of the test tomorrow. So if you've forgotten or didn't know, I think I did mention it a few weeks ago. I'm having a blood test tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. They're testing for about 7 or 8 different things. It's kind of a routine test, but it was initiated because I told the doctor that I was feeling a little bit tired, maybe a bit run down, heavy limbs, that kind of thing. Now, I took it upon myself to reduce the sugar and salt. That's why I did that. And I have to say, over the past 2 to 3 days, I've almost been doing this for a month now, my legs and limbs feel so much better. So I think it's working. So reducing my sugar, reducing the salt has definitely worked. But on this test, there is like cholesterol and all the rest of it. It's a fasting one, so I can't have anything 12 hours prior to. So it's in the morning. I'm very nervous. I'm very terrified. I'm fine with needles. My issue is not with needles. I am there for injections. I'm like, there you go, you know, fire away. But when it comes to blood tests, it's a phobia. I don't like the strap. I don't like the tapping that they do. I don't like the sight of it. But it's weird because I have to look at the same time. I really hate it. I get clammy, sweaty. It's just a horrible phobic feeling. So I'm not looking forward to it. They sent an email this morning with like a cancel button or a rearrange button. I almost did it, but I didn't. It's so it's tomorrow. I'm very nervous. So we're having a bit of a blowout before. So I'm hoping things are all going to be fine. Hopefully get the results back within a week. But we'll see how we go. Look, it's a beautiful evening for a walk to the chip shop. You can see the pool in front. and the little bit of village green with the evening sun and the beautiful houses and gorgeous flowers.
Hey.
Oh, it's all going. Oh, and there's Matt as well.
Hello.
Hi everyone, it is the next day, and after all my talk last night about how well I was going to do having this test done, I spiraled. After I made that clip, the evening was just me spiraling and spiraling and spiraling, completely out of control. I ended up in tears. I didn't quite go as far as tantrums, but there were tears. There were lots of tears. And I realised that my phobia is bigger than what I thought it was. The last time I had one of those tests was about 20 years ago, and I didn't enjoy it then, and I think my phobia has got worse since then. So I went on the email, and with the agreement of Matt as well, I decided to cancel. So I haven't had the test done. It took me about an hour to come down from my heightened state of sheer panic. I didn't have a panic attack, but I was very, very, very heightened. It was not a good feeling. So I feel like a failure. I do feel like a complete failure, and I feel like I've let myself down and everyone else down. But what I've come to realise is that I've only let myself down and other people if I don't do something about it. So what I've realised is I am eventually going to have the test done. This isn't the end of the line. But what I need to do is to address my phobia. Now, I googled last night a phobia of B-word tests. I shall refer to it as B-word. And it's an actual thing. I just thought it was me being weird. But no, it is an actual thing. It's a very specific phobia. It's not related to needles. I don't have a needle phobia, so nothing about needles. It's very specific to that whole thing. And I was reading the list of the sort of symptoms, and I have pretty much all of the psychological symptoms of this phobia. So like I say, I'll pop a picture on the screen of what they are. So I related to it instantly, and that made me think, okay, so if you've actually got a real problem, maybe you should contact the doctor and tell them exactly, that you couldn't go through with it because of this phobia, and maybe there's some kind of counselling or something that I can do to tackle the phobia so I can have the test, because I do want to have the test. I do want to know what the results are, so that if there's anything wrong, I can address what it is. So I realise this is a completely irrational fear, but we are human and we all have irrational thoughts and feelings. I'm okay with going to the dentist. I'm the first to hop up in the chair, and I've had, braces and all sorts done. I'm fine going in CT scanners. I'm fine with injections. I'm fine. I'm fine with most medical things, but just this one very specific thing is my phobia. And it said that actually this phobia can be very detrimental to people's health because it can make them avoid having tests which can spot health issues. So I know it's something that I need to address, but it's bigger than what I thought it was. I thought I'd just turn up and I'd be a little bit panicky or stressy, but I'd go through with it. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. And that's not like me, because normally I'm a very gung-ho sort of person. Normally I'm very much, I can do. There's no such thing as can't. But with this, it's like, I can liken it to, let's just say you've got a phobia of snakes or balloons, and then you have to book yourself an appointment to go into a room full of balloons or snakes or spiders or rats or whatever it might be. That feeling that you get, I can't even describe the feeling. It's just a very phobic feeling. Heightened anxiety and just this phobic feeling. And Matt said, is it a bit like terror? And I said, well, yeah, it's terrifying. But not just that, there's like other things as well. It's just what I would describe as a phobic feeling. So I need to address it. I am going to call the doctor and say, look, I booked myself in. I couldn't go through with it. What do you recommend? Could they sedate me? I don't know. They knock people out when they have dental stuff done. So, I at this stage, I think it's the only way they're going to get me to do it is literally to knock me out. And have it done. So I do feel like a failure, but it's also made me recognise that there is a problem that I've probably pushed to the back of my mind for the past 20 years because I've not needed to have a test. I don't think exposure therapy is the thing for me because, like I say, I have had 3 of these tests done before in the past, about 20 years ago. I had one for when I had acne. They needed to do, I think it was liver function or something whilst I was going on Roaccutane for spots, so I had to have 2 for that. And then I had one for when they were trying to find out why I was really sweaty. Go figure. So I have had some, but it hasn't helped me. Going through it has not helped me. In fact, it's made it worse. I really hated it. It confirmed that I hated the experience. I was trying to look back on the thing that I read. It said, you know, maybe there was a trauma in childhood. The only thing I can think of is when I was running, I fell down and I grazed both of my knees, and I was like abject horror of what was coming out of them. That's the only thing I can think of, and I think it stemmed from there. When I was young, if there was a song, do you remember Michael Jackson had a song, B Word on the Dance Floor? I used to cover my ears every time it came on, every time he said the word. It's that bad. It's a B word phobia. Not needles. I'm fine with needles. I also don't like knives. Anything to do with cuts or any B word that's flowing, I don't like it. But I'm okay watching medical procedures like plastic surgery and all that kind of thing. It's so weird. It's very specific to the B word test. Anyway, I know what I need to do, so we're not going to get... Oh, but I will say one thing. Lowering the sugar and lowering the salt. This morning, I woke up, my legs were fine. For the first time in about 6 months, my legs did not feel heavy. And they didn't. Apart from the morning yesterday, they were fine all the way through. So I think I have actually hit the nail on the head. I think I have been having too much sugar in my diet and maybe salt as well, because I've reduced salt and sugar at the same time. So I'm going to carry on doing it in the absence of having an actual test. And I'm feeling so much better for being lower sugar and lower salt. So I'm going to carry on with that. And almost treat myself like I am pre-diabetic without actually knowing that I am, if that makes sense. And anyway, it's not going to hurt for anyone to reduce their sugar and their salt intake. So I don't think I'm doing anything bad. In fact, when I saw the doctor who booked me in for the test, or rather instigated the slip, I said, am I doing the right thing? And she said, yes, absolutely. Everyone should be reducing their sugar and their salt intake because we eat too much of it in our diets. So it's taken a month for the effects to take place, but they have actually began to work. Right, I've been ranting at you for 8 minutes, so I'm going to leave it here. But rest assured, I am going to tackle the phobia. And then once I've tackled the phobia, hopefully, then I can have the test. So I've sort of refocused my efforts into getting over the phobia. Right, I'm off. Rory is there. How cute is he? Welcome to Friday morning, and the cats they're interested in different things. I think there's been things out over night time, so they're having a good old look at what's going on. And we have some news on the lupins. They are out. So this is the lupin that always comes first. I don't know why. I've got 3 other lupin plants that I bought at the same time from the same place. This one always just goes crazy. So yeah, they're out looking gorgeous, pretty in pink. It's a sunny Friday afternoon, woohoo! And I've just been doing some gardening, so I didn't film the bits that I did because it wasn't really that interesting. But I've just been trying to spot the difference with Matt, and he didn't really spot any difference, but there is difference. So I've done lots of weeding in the borders. So let's take you over here. This is the biggest bit of weeding. So all of those forget-me-nots that were swamping this border have now been moved. So I'll show you where I've moved them to. I haven't got rid of them, my loves, I've kept them. So this rhododendron is now free to breathe. There's a plant I put in there at the back a few weeks ago that can now breathe, or maybe a month ago. So there's lots of space in the border here. I have put a little wigwam inside the obelisk. So I've made that better so that the sweet peas can grow up that. So I've tied all those together. I've tidied up that border there. Again, removed some of the forget-me-nots. There are still a few in there, but at least the astilbes can breathe a little bit easier. And this is where I have put all of the forget-me-nots that I moved from the back. So they are all there now. Just give them those a water. And I have got my canes ready to put in here because then they now need support. Just look at that one. So this is just a quick 5-minute job. I will set up a time lapse for that. And later on today, if I've got some time, I am going to plant the stocks. And I might possibly prick out some of the nemesias and plant those as well. Also, I have been on Amazon and I've been ordering some garden things. So I've ordered a bag of vermiculite, a bag of perlite, some garden shears, some garden snips, some tomato feed, and they should be coming over the next week or two. Bo is really enjoying the sun. He's just been rolling over, having a bit of a dusty bath. Just look at this. Just look at that. I've told him to watch his nose in the sunshine or else Daddy's going to have to buy some cat sun cream. But no, he's really good. He has a little bit of a time in the sun and then he'll go somewhere shady. But we do have to watch your white bits, don't we? And your pink bits. So it's the afternoon on Friday. I'm having a cup of tea in the garden with Rory. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. So I thought I'd update you on what's going on with my blood test. Okay, so to update you, I phoned the diagnostic centre where it was supposed to happen. And they said they could give me a private room and they could, you know, reduce the waiting time. So I haven't got to do that. But they couldn't do anything to actually help with the issue. So they can't issue a sedative or anything of that nature. So I phoned the doctor that actually prescribed the test, if you like. And they said, yes, it is psychological. And they referred me to this National Health Service. I think it's like, it's a talking something. So you can either do video chats or phone calls with proper therapists that can actually help you work through whatever it is. So they do deal with phobias, anxiety, past traumas, all that kind of thing. So I am going, and you don't need a GP's referral, you can refer yourself. So I have the number and I have the website, so I'm going to go on and I am going to do it because I am going to tackle this, and I will be there having it done, because I do realise that, you know, this could really affect my health in the future because you know, I might not be diagnosed for things that could be checked up on. So I'm 40, I know that these things are going to be more regular and it's time to deal with it. Just put all the canes in. It's a very easy process. You just literally stick them in. And then what I'm going to do is use these little plant rings, which I keep here. Oh, by the way, this is my tray. Little tray tour. So, got my watering can. I took some cuttings. That's why they're in there, but they do need to go somewhere properly. Got my gloves, got my tools in my truck. Got my pens with my little lollipop sticks to do some labelling. And I've got my rings. So these are metal rings. And I just sort of, you know, wrap these around the stems and tie them to the canes. Just planted some of the stocks, well, all of my stocks in any gap. So I'll put some over here. There's a few over there as well. And there's some more over here and a little bit over by the lupins on the other side as well. Here is tonight's dinner. We've got jacket potato. We've weighed out a proper person portion of cheese, some salmon, some broccoli and cauliflower, and a little bit of mayonnaise. Welcome to Saturday. I'm afraid Saturday is going to be a little bit boring for you guys because we are off to kind of like a private social event. So I don't really know how much I'll be able to film. It's a pretty boring motorway journey there. We're only going about an hour away. So it's a bit dull. So I don't think I'll probably vlog much. The cats are okay, they're at home. It's a nice sunny day. We'll let them out as soon as we get back. They have been out this morning anyway. So yeah, it's one of those days. And if there's anything interesting happening, we will let you know. By the way, look at my hair today. That is high. The higher the hair, the closer to God. We are back home now. We had a good social. Matt's been cooking and there's some pasta. It's a pasta bake.
It is a pasta bake.
With weighed out cheese and weighed out pasta.
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to Sunday. Yes, I am up. I was so tired last night, I just fell asleep. Anyway, we did watch a few programmes. We watched Doctor Who, we watched Bridgerton, and we watched an episode of Drag Race. So today we are off to Matt's parents for a barbecue. We also might be popping to the plant nursery to pick up a few bits and pieces. I wouldn't mind if they've got any left, some more of these pots that I bought. So that is what's going on later on today. Strawberry planter is doing really well. I'll just give that a water. I've watered in the greenhouse earlier than what I normally do because we're going to be away all day. So that's all done. The plants are loving their new supports. So in the week, my job is to plant the remaining items here. Now, what came in yesterday was my 2 bags of perlite and vermiculite. So they are ready and waiting. Really, I only need them for the herbs, which are going to be put in here. This is my herb planter. I've had it for a year and I finally want to get it done. So my job for next week in the garden that you'll see in next week's weekly vlog is all of this, including my nemesias, need to be put in the garden. So yeah. Oh, and I also want to get from King's Nurseries some more of these begonias in white, but I want the trailing variety as well. And I've got sweet peas coming out of my ear holes, so I don't know what to do with all those. But anyway, the garden is looking rather fine. Just a shame the cats are going to have to be inside now for the rest of the day. I think we're going to get some chives, and there's all sorts of herbs. There's quite a lot on offer. They're also all the way around here, which I remember what we actually bought last time. Picked up a few things. There was no trailing begonia in the big multi-pack, so I've had to adjust what I've bought. But anyway, look at all the hanging baskets over there. There's so many of them already made up. They're gorgeous. All safely stowed away in the car. Ooh, plus we also bought 3 more of those pots, which I love. So I've now got a set of 4. There's also an amazing restaurant, sort of cafe area here as well at King's. So it's a great plant nursery. It's called King's Nurseries. They actually are suppliers to other garden centres. So you're actually getting them at source. It's really good value. There's plenty of choice. Yeah, it's a really good place to come and get your plants. Okay, it's time to say goodbye for this week.
Bye.
Oh my goodness, what a week it's been.
It's been busy.
It's been busy.
Has it been busy? What did we do?
It's been stressful.
I can't even remember what we've done.
Well, I didn't do my thing, did I?
Yeah, the thing that shall not be named.
Yes, well, I spoke about it a lot in this vlog.
Okay.
Anyway, we've had a barbecue as well at the end of the week, so we did have a bit of a sugar blowout yesterday because there was dessert as well, which I didn't film. But there was trifle.
Yes. If you can't have a blowout every now and again, what's the point in restricting yourself?
It's when the blowout is too often, that's the issue. So anyway, join us next week as we continue our journey. I don't know what else to say.
Where we're going, we don't know.
Yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. And of course, do hit the bell so that you know whenever we upload a new video. So from us, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.
Bye.